Next team is Tom Brady's team, indeed, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Finally, we're going to pivot from the AFC East and going back down to the NFC South, where we started. And yeah, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We started off obviously with Chris Godwin. He received the franchise tag. I'm assuming they'll probably work out a deal though at some point. Uh, but I think our main concerns here, Reeb, were they going to bring back the entire crew? And it looks like they did.
They did.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, Ndamukong Suh hasn't been re-signed yet,
And
but
he's negotiating right now. And also Antonio Brown, from what I'm hearing from Bucs reporters, he is also negotiating.
yeah,
So I'm just gonna skim over this real quickly. Shaquille Barrett, defensive end, star defensive end, 4 years, 72 million. Levante David, star linebacker, 2 year, $25 million. Chris Godwin, like you said, franchise tag. Rob Gronkowski running him back again for another year, 1 year, $10 million deal. You have Tom Brady restructuring his contract to make room for these guys. Mike Evans restructuring his contract to make room for these guys. And Dominic Sue negotiating right now. And Tony Brown negotiating right now. It's just like running, like we talk about running it back, right? But this is running it back to a level that I think we've only seen with the Chiefs and probably the 2013, 2014 Seattle Seahawks. Like when it comes to bringing back that entire roster, essentially, and the entire core, and making another Super Bowl run. Like in all honesty, the Bucs should be Super Bowl favorites, and unless Tom Brady falls off the Max Kellerman cliff, which I highly doubt is going to happen, they should be front runners. And if I'm betting, I'm going to bet money on them. But the thing that's interesting for me, Amal, is that Tom Brady did. He didn't really take a pay cut, I think, but obviously he's known for taking a pay cut. He did restructure his contract, increased the cap space rather by $19.3 million. And it's interesting looking at Tom Brady, who was taking all these pay cuts over and over again. And we've all seen the meme, I'm sure, on Instagram where it's like all these quarterbacks are taking a ton of money and then not like wondering why they're not winning. But it's kind of facts, them all. Russell Wilson took tons of money, hasn't won shit. Aaron Rodgers hasn't done anything. Drew Brees got a big contract, didn't really win as much as he should have. Big Ben, same thing. So I've got to really wonder like what's sort of in store for the future of quarterbacks such as Dak Prescott, Deshaun Watson, and even Patrick Mahomes, who I think is an Aaron Rodgers 2.0. Like they all have huge money deals, and I just got to question if like whichever team Deshaun lands on, would obviously Mahomes will stay on the Chiefs, Dak will stay on the Cowboys. But are these teams going to be legitimate contenders? I don't think they will, because they took that big money deal and they essentially handicapped their team. And it's just again another crazy thing when it comes to Tom Brady. Like he was willing to take the pay cuts, obviously, because his wife is rich. Like he can afford to do it. But it's still crazy, like the perfect storm of things that had to come together for this guy to be great. Like he was willing to, I mean, he could have been selfish and taken the money still. He could have been like, screw that. I only can play this game for 20, maybe 25 years, maybe 30 for Tom Brady. But I can only have a limited time to make money. And I just want to get the most amount of money as I can. I don't care about winning, but clearly Tom Brady cares about winning. And he's brought that mentality to the Bucs, and now they're essentially running it back again in full force.
definitely. I think you hit it right on the head, nail right on the head. I think they've built the foundation already and the success to win, and they're bringing back the players that helped them get there. And Chris Godwin, he will be. If he leaves, that would be awful next year. But he received the tag, and I expect him to fully stay. Gronk, I think it's interesting. Gronk with the 8 mil. I don't know if he's worth 8 mil still, but he had a great Super Bowl performance, so he's gonna obviously get leverage in that situation. So uh, fair play to him. Shaq Barrett and Levante David are 100% worth the money. Those guys were absolute beasts on the defensive side. And yeah, I think Tom Brady taking a pay cut. I think similar to like the Taysom Hill deal, except it's Tom Brady, not Taysom Hill. It's all voidable years in his contract. But I think that's smart because I think Tom Brady's at the point in his career where like I don't really care about the money, like you said. I mean, I'm already set for life from sponsorship deals, and then on top of that, married to a supermodel who's making like 10 times the money I'm making in the NFL. So at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter for Tom Brady, and he's doing what he loves and what he's passionate about, and he's bringing back the players that help him bring the best out of him. So definitely great that the Bucs brought back everyone, and it's going to be interesting to see, like I said before, how the division shapes up. I think the Bucs are the team that everyone's chasing in the NFC firmly at this moment, obviously, since they are the NFC champs. And there's a big target on their backs this upcoming season. And we'll see with a very competitive NFC this year how things go.